All right, we're back and we're going to look at the part 2 of the command line interface video. We're going to carry on with our statements here. So in the third statement, command line, we are waiting, or we've collected the username. So now that we've collected the username, we can now process it and output the information. So we want to output or write the information as an output statement back to the console. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to display a concatenated message called hello, and then it says brace01, which is basically taking whatever that variable name was, whatever they typed in, your name gets put into here, and then it gets concatenated with a string here called the time is, and then the second variable or second piece of information that we're going to put in is the system date and time now, today of. Now this is an internal class, and it's actually coming from our system library up here, and it's going to display the time and date. So what's going to come back and say hello, and then whatever you put in for the username. So hello Ryan in my case, the time is, and it would go into the system time and actually display that information. Finally, at the bottom, it says here the console read a key. So it's basically, this is like a pause statement, and the statement looks for any console key to be pressed, and basically it's going to pause and display this message up here until any key is pressed. So now we've written the code out. Let's run it. So when I click the start button at the top, it starts the compiling process. Now this is a compiler, it's not an interpreter, so it's going to actually go in and it's going to set up directory structures, create those files. So that's what it's doing right now, and then it's going to open the actual command line interface, and there it is right there. Hello world, this is what is your name? So I'm going to type in my name is Ryan and push enter, and it comes back with the second line of code, and it says here hello Ryan, the time is, and it's concatenated that message together, and it's waiting for me to press any key. And there you go. And I'll just ignore that for now. So that's how building a command line console program would work. So from here, I wanted to show a couple other features. So this is the code that we've typed out, and it's in a file here called program.cs for C#, and it's a text file, and it's also over here in the Solution Explorer window, and that's another way of accessing it. And in fact, it breaks it down, and you can see the main method here that we want the program to execute. And we'll go through that in a lot more detail. But what I want to show you is inside of Explorer. So if you guys open up your Explorer, so I'll open up my file Explorer, and I'll open up my cloud, and I'll open up the folder here called Douglas College Courses, and open up my thesis 1175, and you should find in here my first program. There it is. That gets created up on the cloud, and you can see there that you get a folder structure that gets set up, and there's the main solution that we've been working on when we created it. And this will actually open up your Visual Studio 2017 or 15, whatever one you have installed, as a solution file, and it brings it all in. Now, if you want to go in and drill a little further, my first program folder contains that program file, and you can see here it's associated with Notepad, and it's actually, when I open it, it's the syntax that I wrote, the program that I wrote. From there, if you drill a little further in the binary folder, yeah, when the compiler debugs and creates that executable, so it goes in the debug, it creates that executable file right here. So there's the file right there, myfirstprogram.exe. If I double click it, I actually run that program independently of the IDE, that Integrated Development Environment, Visual Studio. So I can type in my name, I can press look at the output, and I can push the enter key. All right, so that's a brief overview of how to use Visual Studio and setting up a console application or a command line interface, and I'll see you guys in class.